It was a quiet evening in Jerusalem. The air was still, but something deep and heavy filled the sky. The streets were busy. Some people laughed, some argued, but others whispered about a man named Jesus. A man who healed the sick, gave sight to the blind, fed thousands with just a little bread and fish, and even raised the dead. He spoke of love, forgiveness, and a kingdom not of this world. Many believed he was the Messiah, the Son of God. But others, especially the religious leaders, were angry. They were afraid of losing their power. And so in the shadows they made a plan to kill him. On the night of the Passover, Jesus gathered his 12 disciples in an upper room. The table was set, candles flickered, the smell of roasted lamb filled the air. Jesus looked at them with deep sadness and love. "My time is near," he said quietly. The disciples looked at each other in confusion. "What do you mean, Lord?" Peter asked. "One of you will betray me tonight," Jesus replied. Shock filled the room. "Surely not me, Lord," they asked one after the other. Jesus dipped a piece of bread in wine and gave it to Judas. "What you must do, do it quickly," he said. Judas stood, his face pale, and rushed out into the night. Then Jesus took the bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to them. "This is my body, broken for you." He lifted the cup. "This is my blood, poured out for the forgiveness of sins. Do this in remembrance of me." The disciples didn't fully understand, but the moment felt sacred. Later that night, Jesus walked with Peter, James, and John to a quiet garden called Gethsemane. The moonlight fell softly through the trees. "Stay here and pray with me," he said. Jesus went a little farther and fell to the ground. "Father," he prayed, "if it's possible, take this cup of suffering from me, but not my will, your will be done." His sweat became like drops of blood. He was in deep sorrow, knowing the pain and death ahead. When he returned, his friends had fallen asleep. "Could you not keep watch with me for 1 hour?" he asked sadly. Suddenly, there was the sound of footsteps, torches lighting up the darkness. Judas appeared, leading a crowd of soldiers. He walked up to Jesus and kissed him. "This is the man," Judas said. The soldiers grabbed Jesus. Peter drew his sword and cut off a soldier's ear, but Jesus healed the man and said, "Put away your sword. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword." Jesus was arrested and taken away. They took Jesus to the high priest, then to Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor. The leaders brought false accusations. "He claims to be the king of the Jews," they shouted. Pilate questioned Jesus. "Are you a king?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not of this world." Pilate could find no fault in him. "He has done nothing wrong," he told the crowd. But the people shouted louder, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate washed his hands before the crowd. "I am innocent of this man's blood," he said. He handed Jesus over to be killed. The soldiers mocked him. They dressed him in a purple robe, put a crown of thorns on his head, and struck him. "Hail, King of the Jews," they laughed. They made Jesus carry his cross through the dusty streets. He stumbled and fell. Blood ran down his face. A man named Simon was pulled from the crowd to help him. At a hill called Golgotha, they nailed his hands and feet to the cross. He was lifted up between two criminals. The sky turned dark at noon. Even in his pain, Jesus looked at the people with love. "Father, forgive them," he said, "for they don't know what they are doing." One of the criminals mocked him, but the other said, "Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus replied, "Today you will be with me in paradise." His mother Mary stood near, weeping. Beside her was John, the beloved disciple. "Mother, here is your son," Jesus said to her. "John, take care of her." Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Then with his final breath, he whispered, "It is finished." He bowed his head and died. A man named Joseph of Arimathea asked for Jesus' body. He wrapped it in clean linen and placed it in a tomb carved in rock. A large stone was rolled in front of it. The people wept. It seemed like all hope was gone. 3 days later, something amazing happened. At sunrise on Sunday morning, some women went to the tomb to anoint his body, but the stone had been rolled away. The tomb was empty. An angel appeared and said, "Why are you looking for the living among the dead? He is not here. He is risen." Jesus had conquered death. He appeared to Mary, to the disciples, and to many others. He showed them the wounds in his hands and feet. He was alive. Jesus didn't die because he had to. He chose to. He gave his life so that we could be forgiven. He took our place, bore our punishment, and opened the door to eternal life. Easter is not just about his death, but about his victory. His resurrection is our hope. Because he lives, we can live too. This is the greatest love story ever told.